Hi guys, how are you? I'm Heather Rodriguez. Thank you so much for watching the replay. Welcome replay viewers. Hope you're having a good day. So today's topic is going to be my top 3 favorite tools to reduce stress. This is, I feel like such an important topic, but one that I have some easy solutions for you today. So it's going to be something that you can just carry around in your pocket. And I've got 3 of them. So for those of you who are new, my name is Heather Rodriguez. I'm a natural fertility specialist, and my background is as an herbalist and nutritionist. But most importantly, my company and my team help couples who are couples who are preparing for conception, those overcoming fertility issues, or those who just want a healthier pregnancy. You can find all my information at naturalfertilityinfo.com or naturalfertilityshop.com. So, all right, I'm going to jump right in. So the first is going to be, I first want to see, because I know that there's a lot of you who have, are on my scopes often, and I thank you so much for that. That's so cool. Can you guess what one of them would be? Or what would be, even more importantly, what would your number one tool? What's your current number one tool for reducing stress? I'd love to hear what you guys go to or what you use. So we've got EFT, I think that's Julia, meditation, very nice, bath and drinks. I hear you, girl. Those two together, EFT exercise, Epsom salt bath, tea, yoga, nice. These are all so great. Prayer, meditation, breathing, bath, girls' night out. Yes, thank you, I will. Right now, tea, walking, acupuncture, mani-pedi. You guys are awesome. So you could be writing this list because all of those are fantastic. So I'll jump into what my 3 are, and these are obviously not, there could be a whole list of this, but this is what I have like literally with me at all times to help with stress. Talking to a friend, definitely, that's helpful. Okay, so my first go-to is going to be aromatherapy. Surprised? So specifically, I brought 2 oils to talk about. I love to use aromatherapy or essential oils. I love to use essential oils because they work so quickly and they really work on the emotions. And I find when I'm stressed out, emotions always come along with that. Either I feel frustrated or I feel some type of, strong emotion. So my go-to, and I know this is like, really, there's nothing more exotic you could use. My go-to is lavender. Yep, you've got that right. And the reason is, lavandula and gustifolia specifically. There's a lot of different strains of lavender, like there's spike lavender, but that's more for muscles and than it is for stress. Where lavandula and gustifolia is the type that you are going to use for stress. There are so many studies that show lavender helps to reduce stress, anxiety, mild depression, a lot of different things that are happening with stress and with our minds. And it's so simple that I think a lot of people dismiss it automatically, and it's inexpensive. Make sure you're getting a good quality brand that is therapeutic. I love my companies that do chromatography testing to make sure everything in the oil is supposed to be there and it's not synthetic. So anyways, lavender, specifically lavandula and gustifolia. I have a quick little story. I went and saw my massage therapist last week, and it was right after I did that smoothie bowl recipe video. I don't know if any of you guys were on here for that. So I made this fertility smoothie bowl. I've been really into smoothie bowls lately, and I put maca and all kinds of stuff in there, right? It was like a loaded smoothie bowl. And so I ate it before I went to go get my massage, and then I went and I was like lying on the massage table, and I'm like going 100 miles an hour because I ate maca, and all of these superfoods in the afternoon, which I generally do them in the morning, and I'm like going 100 miles an hour. And she's so funny because she comes over, she's like, "You need some lavender," and she starts, putting lavender on me, on my feet and my spine, and I'm still going, "How are you doing?" Blah, 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 blah. And within like 5 minutes, I'm like almost sleeping. So, it was just hilarious because I apologize. I'm like, I just ate a smoothie bowl. I think I'm really hyper right now because I have so much energy. So lavender helped to chill me the you-know-what out. It was so funny. So anyways, yeah, don't eat a smoothie bowl before your massage, okay? So lavender, all right? So my other one, this can be my exotic one, if you want. Frankincense is great. Yes, I love frankincense. I find it to be more calming in the sense when you need more of a surrender response, or you need a relaxation response of the soul. I don't know if that makes sense to you. But I have different oils that I like to use for different types of. So this one's going to help specifically like the nervous system, that type of response. My other essential oil is going to be vetiver. Have you guys used vetiver? This one helps me a lot with Fragonia is great. Ooh, that sounds nice. Vetiver is going to be really grounding. So if you need some help to just like come out of the clouds, come back down to earth, check out Vetiver. It's very strong. So it's a resinous oil. I wish you could smell it. It's very resinous oil, and you use like 1 drop. It's very strong, but it's like grounding. It's like putting your feet on the earth. So anyways, those are my two. Those are my 2 favorites. There's a lot of different essential oils. You can use orange is a fantastic one. There's a whole list of them, but those are my 2 go-to right now. All right, so that's my first tool for reducing stress. Now onto my second tool. I'm gonna use herbs, right? I'm an herbalist. I love herbs. They are gifts with magical powers. Not really, but they're amazing. So my go-to, so when I started, all right, rewind. So right after I had my son Tobias, you know, I'm running natural fertility company. I have my son. I have a lot of different stress going on, and I was like searching for something that would help me to reduce my stress. And ooh, chamomile's good too. Chamomile's great. Yes. German chamomile I like to use for that specifically. So I had my son, you know, I'm working with my team and my company, and I was under and have been under a lot of stress because that was like a whole new life transition. And so I was looking for something that would help with my stress, and I found that what I was looking for really wasn't out there. So I actually formulated and started my own stress product line. The reason I'm telling you this is there's one specifically that is fantastic during this time of our lives and during the fertility journey, and this is my go-to, is Calm Mind. So what this is this is herbs that help to literally calm the brain. They've been shown through studies and traditional use to calm the brain down. So if you have a lot of excess thoughts, you're thinking about the future, the past, a lot of worry, this helps you in the moment and going into the future. So I always turn to herbs. Some other herbs that I find beneficial are going to be Tulsi, rhodiola are one of my other favorites, bacopa, and then we've got St. John's wort and ashwagandha. So those are all herbs that are really nice for helping to calm the nervous system down. You can do tea, you can do liquid extracts. I find that tea's nice because the ritual is really nice, but I like to have, when it comes to stress and the nervous system, I like to use a little bit stronger than tea level. So that's why I like liquid herbal extracts, because they bypass the liver, they go straight into the bloodstream through the mouth, and they work very quickly. So I'm really into liquid extracts for that. If you're gonna do tea, like for instance, chamomile tea, you wanna make a strong tea. A lot of people don't make chamomile tea in a medicinal way. They do the little tea bag, the little hot water, and then they drink it. And yeah, that's nice, but you need to like really use a lot more chamomile to get a very therapeutic response. So that's something that you can try. So herbs. So first is aromatherapy. Second is herbs. The third is yes, and passion flower is great. That's a fantastic nervine. They all work a little bit differently. So passion flower is a nervine, which means it calms the nervous system down. I like to work with those, but I like to work with adaptogenic herbs. What those do is they help to strengthen and support the nervous system. So it's kind of like, again, it's like working out where you're strengthening that muscle. So when stress happens, it doesn't affect you as much. So the same thing that would have a month ago set you off, you're kind of like, okay, we can deal with this. Like your reaction to it is a lot more calm. It's actually amazing what happens with adaptogenic herbs over time. You guys are very familiar with adaptogenic herbs because of maca. Maca is an adaptogenic herb, not necessarily for stress, but it's more for the endocrine system. But that's an adaptogenic herb as well. So you kind of, can see the family of herbs or the group that we're talking about. So we've got aromatherapy is my go-to, and then we've got herbs. And then I'm not going to talk a lot about this one because we talk about it so much, but my third is EFT. Someone had mentioned it at the beginning, my go-to. Anytime I'm really riled up and I don't even have my essential oils or my herbs with me, which is pretty rare, they're always in my bag, I'll bust out some EFT and use that. Especially if it's a very emotionally charged moment that just happened, that will help to take me down a few notches so that I can calm down. And you need all of them right now. You know what? That happened earlier today. I had a lot of different meetings. Today's my meeting day. And so I was rubbing the lavender on and some blends that I'm working on. I do this every single day, my Calm Mind, and then the EFT. So you can do all 3 of them. That's the beauty of, of these tools that I gave you, is you can overlap them. You can use whichever ones kind of appeal to you. We are now selling Calm Mind in the Natural Fertility Shop. So you can get it there. We just got it published today. So that is now available at naturalfertilityshop.com if you're interested. Yeah, so someone was asking about alcohol and extracts. Yeah, they extract the medicinal qualities within the herb. It's the best solvent I've found that is able to extract all the medicinal qualities of an herb, and it also helps to keep them in their most potent state. So for instance, when you have tea, say you pick an herb and you put it in a tea bag. As it dries and as time passes by, its medicinal qualities might evaporate because some of those are essential oils. They'll change over time. So when you're using herbal liquid extracts, they're going to be as potent as the days that they were created. Generally, they last for many, many years. But most importantly, they're very, very potent and they're very quick acting. That's why I like them. And a lot of the herbs in here, we actually grow on a buffalo farm about 2 hours from here on a 2,000-acre buffalo farm. So a lot of the herbs we're using are grown in the soil right around the corner. So that's pretty cool. Alcohol-free tinctures are fine. There's some people who maybe are recovering alcoholics. They don't use alcohol or for whatever reason, but they're not going to be as potent. Glycerin cannot extract all of the medicinal qualities from the herbs like alcohol can. There's some herbs that you can use glycerin to extract with, but you can't use that for all herbs because it won't be able to get all those medicinal qualities out of them. If you do have a problem with alcohol, what you can do is you make a hot cup of water or your morning beverage if you're drinking coffee or whatever your morning beverage is, and you put your drops in there. If you're using Vitex, whatever liquid drops you're using, and the heat from that will actually evaporate the alcohol. You will smell it when it happens. And then wait a minute, and then when you drink that, all the alcohol is evaporated. So that's another way around it. I personally just don't ever use glycerin extracts because they're not going to be as strong. I would go to the capsules personally at that point. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Interesting questions. I hope that you found my stress tips useful. And if you find yourself in a stressful situation, that you have something on hand. Throw something in your bag. Just make sure you've got something in your little toolbox for when you get stressed out, because it doesn't have to be a crippling, dramatic situation. So, all right, guys. All right, have a good one.